Hi, welcome to my channel QlikView Enthusiast. I am Abhishek, a QlikView learner, and today I will share my learning about QlikView Text Object. We will look at what are the properties for QlikView Text Object and in how many different ways it can be helpful in your QlikView document. So let's start with creating a new text object in your document here. So to create a new text object, you can click it over here, the A icon, which displays a text like create text object when you hover your mouse over it, or you can right click on a blank space, go to new sheet object and go over here with an icon with a naming convention. You can click here and say this is QlikView Text Object and OK. So you see it's pretty simple. Whatever you mentioned there, it is just displaying the same text over here. So it will be helpful in such scenarios. Say for example, you want to put a header for your dashboard, or you want to display some important information over here which is static in nature but should be displayed all the time irrespective of whatever selection you make here. So in such scenarios it is useful to display the information in a text box. Now let's move on with some of its properties. So for example, this is a white background and you don't want this text object to have a different background, but just want to have a similar background like white. So to change the background, you have this background section where you can change the color. Go here. Pretty simple, so I'm just moving a little fast. So you can have solid color where you will select the color. You can have one color gradient, different options for choosing what kind of gradient style you want, vertical, diagonal, or how you want it, or two color gradient where you need to select the first color and the second color and choose the gradient style. So for now I'll just select solid color, the white color for me, for this text box. Press OK and OK. So you see this text box is now having a white background, and it is now giving us a feeling that there is no spatial object present here, but this information is part of this entire dashboard. Another important property for this text object is showing the image. So for example, you are interested in showing an image but not the text, then you have the option where you can click the image, click on the change and select your images, whatever image you want to choose from here. So just put cancel and pretty simple to put the image into this. And I'll just go back with color. The next property I want to discuss over here is about the layout. So you see that it is horizontal alignment. So this horizontal alignment is center, but you have a bigger text box and you want to have a different alignment like left or right aligned the text value, you can do that. Vertical alignment is something like how your text is aligned. It is in center or at top or at bottom. So if I say top, it will align it to the top. And you see that as we clicked on the apply, it is now moved to top location in the text object. If I say bottom, it will move to bottom. Pretty simple. So let's move on with the next property, and before that I just made it a center alignment. So rest of the properties are pretty simple in nature, like horizontal scroll bar, vertical scroll bar, pretty simple, and I encourage you to go ahead and explore these properties. So let's move on into the next step, actions, where we will see that what kind of actions we can perform when we click on this object, text object. So yes, you heard me right, that we can click on this like a button and perform a set of predefined operations by clicking on this add button. So let's click on add and say we want to open a URL. So we click on OK and we will enter the URL information p://www.QlikView.com. Apply. OK. So now you will see that as soon as I put my mouse over this text box, it is now changing, the cursor is now changing to a hand kind of a icon, and it is a indication that the object is clickable. And before I click, just a small clarification that I am not connected to internet, so I will click on this, but the site will not open. So let me just click on this, and in a moment you will see this Firefox is now open for my. So this is just to show you how we can perform an action. So this is something like you have a scenario that you want to display this information, and you just want that whenever somebody is clicking on this information, you want to take that person on a particular site where more detailed information is present, and you want end users to look at that information also before making the decision. So in that case it is helpful. So I'll just go again into the actions tab, and we'll just delete this. But you have other properties also, like what do you want to do? You want to clear all, or you want to lock all, different kind of things. You want to move forward, back, or you want to launch an application. Like if you hit launch, it will allow you to mention the application name. So for example, notepad.exe, and I say apply. Okay, so now let's click on this, and notepad is open for me. So it's like with these predefined set of properties, you can do very cool things with QlikView to make it more and more user friendly. So let's click on delete for now, and let's move on to the next property, font. So font is very simple and straightforward. You just want to change the font of this text. Say for example you want to make it bold, apply, and it is bold for you. You want to change font size, it is done. So font is simple. So we will move ahead and click on the layout, and in this layout property, one of the very important property for text box is to show property. Now in my earlier videos you may have seen that we have this show properties for list box also, and I think this property is available in almost all of the object with which you will work in a QlikView document. So let's discuss this, how it is important for a text object to have this show property. So for example, you want to display some information when a condition is satisfied, but not always. So you want to make it conditional. You can click it here and specify the condition. So apart from showing the information in a text, say for example you have a requirement where you are showing some numbers, and you want to show a sign of exclamation when the number is going, say, by 1 million. So number is below to 1 million, you are showing a sign of exclamation on that number uh, to address the concern for the end user that okay, your number is less than 1 million, which is a threshold. So in such scenarios also this will be a very useful where you can dynamically show this text object. So let's specify some condition for it. So we will see this condition where we will count, and we will count say films. So we will take this film ID, which is a unique ID, paste, and we will say show only when film ID or the count of films is less than 10, and press OK and apply and OK. So you see that currently we have one movie displayed over here, so it is appeared. As soon as we click on clear, you cannot see this text object now. So let's see any other director. So this director has 8 movies. We'll click on this director, Edward, and because the count is less than 10, that's why we are seeing this text object. Let's search for some director. Say this Akira has 32 movies. Click on this, and now it is disappeared. So you see that how simple it is to make it invisible to show such critical information for your requirements. So let's make it appear again while clicking on this and see some other properties. So we see this whether we want to show this text box conditional or always. I specify a simple condition, however you can specify much more complex. And apart from this, you have some other options like you want the end user to allow move or size. So in case you want to allow, click on this checkbox. If you don't want to allow to move or size, resize, you can uncheck this. Similar is the copy or clone. If you don't want, then uncheck this. If you want them to copy or clone, you can click on this checkbox. Alright, so let's move on to the last property, which is caption. And caption is simple property where you want to show a caption. You can show it here, say caption, apply, and caption is now present. If you don't want, uncheck this, apply. If you want to set color, for this we have some predefined color for inactive captions. So if you have clicked somewhere else and this text box is inactive, what kind of colors you want to give, what kind of colors you want to give for active caption. Pretty simple, straightforward. I'll encourage you to go ahead and change the properties and see the effect. Multi-line caption. So if the caption is big and going into several lines, you can enable this and see how many lines. You can specify how many lines you want to see. X position, Y position, width, height. So what position, which position you want, what kind of height and width you want to have it. So these kind of options you can set, and very straightforward for a text box. Allow minimize, allow maximize. I'll encourage you, go ahead and evaluate these properties. Very simple and very straightforward in nature, but the important property I would say here is conditional display. So with that, I want to thank you for watching this video. See you in the next video. Bye bye.